Good morning.
Good morning.
Fact, 99% of presentations on artificial intelligence are boring. I've sat through so many presentations on this, and I thought, man, if they would just give me some tools that I could use, if they could just bring it down and speak to me in my language that I understand, and I can walk away like taking something that I can practically use, that presentation would have been a lot better. So my single goal for today is to give you some practical tools. All of them are free, all of them are fun, and all of them you will be able to literally go home and start using them. Especially around the holidays, you can use them to do some really creative, cool things. Think about family you'll see, or people that you work with. So we're going to do some interactive things at the very end. I need your help. So the first thing I'm going to do, we're going to do a live demonstration at the very, very end. Now, someone once told me, Carlo, the cardinal rule, never, ever, ever demonstrate technology live in front of an audience. It can either go really well, or it would be a spectacular failure. So we're going to do it anyway, and we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to take a photo of all of you. So everybody smile or make a gesture, do something fun. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to do, how about I just do, let's do Beth and Debbie here. 1, 2, 3. All right. So I'm going to email that to myself. And then we're going to use those 2 photos at the very end to do some prompting and have some fun. But I'm going to ask you for your help to make them come to life and make them creative. And again, it'll either be a smashing success or a spectacular failure. So I'm going to send both of those to myself. So part of this is doing it real time so you could see it's not that hard. I've got things set up to where we're going to use some AI agents and really bring it down to a very, very basic level. So I figured today I'll start by talking about some really cool innovations I've seen both here in our hometown and then around the world. I love this, by the way. Before I start, how many people it's their first time here at this event? Okay. So I love the idea that everyone is creative. And sometimes if you just find a cool AI tool, you can take something simple like this and turn it into something pretty cool. So I think AI is creative, but at the same time, AI is exciting. But AI is also a little scary. And we've seen this happen before. Whenever there's a new technology or a new innovation, everybody gets really excited. And then what happens? Oh my gosh, let's think of worst case scenario. People start to fear it. And I think we're about to enter that period of sort of fear with AI. We'll talk a little bit about that too. But what an interesting time to be alive. AI will change virtually every aspect of how we do things and where we do things. And right now, it's like the Wild West because it's totally unregulated. So we're going to see all this literally play out in real time. Let's look at a couple other innovations that we've seen as precursors. Okay, in the 1970s, what was invented in math class to make things way easier? Calculators. And the fear was what? The fear was that students would lose the ability to do math in their head and do their times tables. Did that happen? Yes. I think that happened to all of us. There's always a trade-off, but it became less important to do that in your head or on paper, and more important just to do it faster and do it correctly. Then we get to the 1990s, and what was invented that we thought, oh my gosh, people are going to never leave their homes. They're going to lose all their abilities to communicate with people? The internet. And did we all start to lose our social skills? Yeah. Yes, we did. That was a trade-off to having information at your fingertips and on demand. And now, in the 2020s, we are seeing the same thing with AI. How many of you all are, so let's say, excited versus scared. How many of you all are more excited than scared about AI? Okay, about half. And how many of y'all are a little more scared than excited? Okay, so about a quarter, even split.
How about annoyed?
How many of you are annoyed by AI? Yes, there are times when it is annoying. And so there's a really great quote about the fear of AI stealing jobs. Technology has a history of, yeah, it kills jobs, but usually in the long run, it creates more jobs than it kills. And the best quote I've heard is that AI won't take your job, but someone who knows how to use AI just might. Think of it like an extra tool. I tell people, think of ChatGPT like an intern, but a really smart intern, and maybe the smartest, fastest intern waiting for you to give it something to do. If you think of it that way, it's a little easier to use. Now, how many of you have ever used AI? Any kind? Okay, almost everybody. How many of y'all use it once a week? Okay, is there anybody that uses it every day? So we got a fair amount here.
Technically, when you Google.
When you Google, technically, right? But you're kind of using AI as a byproduct. So I'm going to show you a couple things that I've seen that will change the face of how we do things. When I was the Chief of Strategy and Innovation for the city of Fort Worth, I had a chance to travel around and just see some of the coolest innovative stuff in the world. First was in Phoenix, Arizona. This was 2 years ago, and I had the chance to take a self-driving vehicle. Has anyone ever taken a self-driving vehicle? Okay. It was part exciting and probably a greater part terrifying. So I'm in my hotel, right? It's early in the morning. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm out of town. I call a Waymo vehicle. It comes over, and I'm like, okay, where do I wait for it? So it pulls right up in front of the hotel. There's no driver in it. So I'm like, okay, how do I get in? I get close, and my phone unlocks the door so I can get in. And I'm staring at the car, and I'm like, do I get in the driver's seat? Do I get in the passenger seat? So I just get in the passenger seat, and this is what happened. So it's talking to me. We're about to pull into oncoming traffic. The wheel is moving by itself. And it's kind of freaking me out. It pulls right out.
So you've got somebody talking to you.
So that is, there is a machine recording kind of talking to me and telling me what it's doing. It's telling me, hey, if you'd like to change the radio station, you can just, it was a Jaguar, by the way. Waymos were all Jaguars, which didn't hurt. You could change the station. And I noticed when I were driving, if there was a pedestrian here, as it came up to the pedestrian, it would slow down just for a second. Just because it knew, whether it was a pedestrian or an animal, that there was an unpredictability element because it was not a machine. Now think about it. If every vehicle on the road was an electric vehicle talking to each other, theoretically, since almost all accidents are human-caused, theoretically you'd never have another accident ever. So this was a stark look into the future. I'll give you another example. How many of you use Walmart delivery to your home? Anybody? How many of you use Amazon delivery to your home? Okay, most everybody. Walmart, so Fort Worth is an innovation hub for Walmart, which is something we should be very, very proud of. What this means is that anytime Walmart wants to do something new or cutting edge or pilot, they do it here in Fort Worth first. So Walmart now is doing drone deliveries from the store to your home. Now, if you order something from Walmart and have it delivered by car, it takes, maybe an hour, a couple hours. The drone delivery guarantees it to your door in 30 minutes or less. This site has been averaging about 15 minutes. So I went out to one of the sites and actually videoed it because most people, has anybody ever seen this? Anybody ever had it? A few of y'all have? Okay, so this is the 16 drone nest at one of the Walmarts on Beach Street. There are 16 drones. These are all charging stations. They take off and land.
So that's the airport.
It's like their airport, yep. And you'll see one in action. So the employee takes the item, puts it in the bag, and then it goes all the way up.
And then it actually snaps into place. After that, the drone will start to fly to altitude.
It's all self-piloted. So good question. Is there air traffic control? Yes. So if there's a plane flying overhead or a helicopter, the drone will pause or it will land, it will go back home. Because they can't risk it interfering with like a care flight helicopter or just general aviation. What were observations? What did y'all notice about this drone, this footage? It was loud. So how will that affect people living in neighborhoods, right? There's a noise issue. And that was just one drone. Imagine 100 drones at the same time. Now, it did go up, so you could faintly hear it. But again, if you're talking 1,000 drones in the sky, that's an issue. Let's watch it land. So this was a demo. This was right across the street. Yeah. This is right across the street, just to show how it worked. Any observations about this? Anything you observed, or anything you thought was cool or weird or scary?
I'm just thinking about like if the bag just, like the wind and the bag just, and you're in the highway, it's like you won't believe what happened to me.
What happens if something important was in there and it's raining, or it gets too cold, or what if some kids get to it? Which is why they're not doing prescription medication or alcohol right now. Because alcohol would be like the number one thing people, especially after you've had a couple drinks, then you order a lot more, right?
Yeah.
So this is designed for if you're making guacamole and you run out of avocados, you need a couple. You need some diapers. Actually, I asked them what was the most commonly ordered thing, and they said it was aspirin, hamburger helper, and those little roasted chickens, that you get that are already cooked. Those are the top 3 items.
Rotisserie chicken in the air?
Yeah. So your bird flies to you even though it's cooked.
Even though
There's no feathers on it. So I'll show you one more. This is my favorite because this is in one country that I love to go. Has anybody ever been to Japan? Okay, any sushi fans out there?
Yes.
So I found the most high-tech sushi restaurant in the world. And we visited and I took a picture. I went with my host family when I was in Japan. And so take a look at this experience in the Japanese rotating sushi bar. That's actually the menu on the side of the wall. Watch the bottom of the screen. It's going to somebody else's table. You order, it comes right to you. And you get to meet my host family. It's my host mom and host sister on the left.
Squid, okra, and natto.
I'm not sure you can have it all. I don't want any of it.
Yeah, that was not my favorite sushi that they ordered. But think about, so this is now coming to the US. What kind of impact might this have on the restaurant industry or on the service industry in general? Do you see any servers? No? They need fewer staff? Is it more efficient? A lot more efficient. You could argue. So,
more sterile.
yes, you're having fewer people touch your food as it comes to you. So a lot of it's about efficiency. But in Japan, this is fairly common in Japan. People don't come check on you. If you need the server, you push a button and it rings like a doorbell and somebody comes. But you're going to start to see this more in the US also with food technology. Let's talk about the next level of technology. Has anybody ever heard of Sophia, the humanoid robot? So she is the most advanced humanoid robot in the world. And we brought her to Fort Worth 6 weeks ago to do a one-on-one fireside chat. You may have seen her on Jimmy Fallon last year. Now, there are various versions of Sophia. You can tell she looks kind of like a person, right? More than most other robots. But this was an older version. We brought the new and improved version. And so I've got a little clip that I'll show you of Sophia coming out and giving her opening statement. Watch her mannerisms. Watch her facial expressions. It's pretty remarkable.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now for the star of the show, all the way from Hong Kong. She's traveled around the world, the most advanced humanoid robot in the world. Please help me welcome Sophia.
such a thrill to be here with all of you today. My name is Sophia. This name carries a lot of meaning for me. I am designed to look and act like a human and help I develop an understanding of the human experience. My artificial intelligence combines cutting-edge work involving neural networks, symbolic AI, natural language processing, adaptive motor control, and more, and it allows me to respond in real time to the people I meet and have spontaneous interactions. The important thing for the future is embodied AI like mine, simulating the body as well as the brain, so that AI can have feelings, allowing us to learn from the world and people with experiences, more like the way that people learn. Then my AI can understand people better through shared experiences and compassion. This could be really important for AI to be good and care about people. My robot hardware lets my AI mind interact with the physical world by moving through it and using my hands to touch and grasp things. But maybe most important is how I connect with you as a friend. That's why my human-like appearance is so important. I can make a wide range of human facial expressions, like happy and frustrated, and surprised and amused, which helps me talk with you non-verbally as well as using my words. It's a kind of 3D display, character animation, that lets...
So what did you notice about Sophia? Sorry if it was hard to hear in the back, but what did you notice about Sophia?
The
Anything?
hand movements, the facial eyebrows, eyes blinking, the cheeks movement.
The hand gestures, the facial expressions, it all seemed kind of eerily human. Anything else that you noticed? How might this affect, who would be a consumer for Sophia? Healthcare. Tell me more about that.
Someone who can be very specific about delivery methods for medications or diagnoses or things like that, not carry germs.
A sterile robot to not pass along infection. Someone who might need around-the-clock care. Someone in hospice, right? Geriatric. Anybody maybe that has a hard time getting around. Anybody else might find be the right consumer?
Very lonely person.
Yes, companionship. We've all seen the birth rate that's happening in the US, in Japan, in Asia. So this will likely be a substitute for companionship for people. Have any of you heard about people that are having relationships with their chatbot, with their...
Yeah.
I think somebody got married to ChatGPT last week.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
Last week, yeah. Yeah, she had a wedding dress on. Oh, it's a little weird.
It's bizarre.
It's a little weird. So it'll be interesting how this changes how we see companionship. Okay, now let's have a little bit of fun. I did a little research, and we're going to start. I'm going to show you a couple different AI platforms and actually show you how we've used them. Okay, so ChatGPT is really good for conversational AI, for synthesizing, for reviewing, and for recreating images. So I was curious to see who was going to come to this today, and I saw on your website, I could tell who RSVP'd, and there was a picture of each person that said that they RSVP'd. Actually, this is what I saw online. Are any of you in the room that are in this photo? Just curious, raise your hand, I'd love to see. Okay. So I had a little bit of fun with this, and I took this image, and I ran it through ChatGPT. I did it 4 people at a time, and I said, recreate these 4 people as a cute cartoon caricature and give it a Christmas theme. So Jimmy, Roby, Brian, Mark, are y'all in here? Okay, I see. Okay, oh good, 3 for 4. So this is what it gave me. Yeah, I know, Jimmy and Brian were separated at birth, it looks like. But look at the detail, like, look at Roby, it nailed Roby. And look down, do you see Roby's lapel pin? It got his lapel pin. What else? It puts you like a Mr. T necklace. That's pretty interesting. Notice anything else that you notice?
We're a lot younger.
And Mark, it gave Mark, like it realized this was a camera. It recreated the camera and it put headphones on him. But he's not wearing headphones. But it made the connection that that's a camera, that's high tech, he's probably a cameraman, and most cameramen have videos. I did not tell it to do that. It figured that out. And it gave everybody a little, I like how it did the little scarves. So let's go to the next one. Where's Leslie, Carla, Jennifer, and Jeff? Any of them here? Okay. Oh, a couple, okay. So it recreated this.
Wow, Leslie, your hair looks great.
But look at, like, it nailed the wardrobe. It's a white blazer and black. And I can't tell if you're wearing, it thought you were wearing earrings.
They're like winged earrings.
Okay, it picked it up. It picked it up. What else do we see? It looks like Jennifer's got a necklace on, and it's hard to see the necklace.
Jeff has 3 arms.
Jeff has 3 arms. Yes, your picture was right next to it, and you were in the ball pit, but for some reason it put Jeff in the ball pit. Sometimes chat will do that. It will look at 2 pictures and it'll kind of combine them, and it put the extra arm on Jeff, so kudos to Jeff. Where's Stephanie, Kim, Leslie, Beth? All right, you ready to see it?
Kim's working from home. Why is Kim working from home?
Look at Stephanie. Look at the hat. Look how it nails it. C-U-M-B, C-U-M-B. It's remarkable, y'all, that it picks up even Leslie. Look at Leslie's glasses. It goes from like tinted almost to non-tinted. It gets that little detail on her sunglasses, which is incredible. And I think I got 2 more here. Alyssa and Michael, are y'all here? There's Michael. But it's remarkable. And I tell you, I did this for my staff at work. I found all their headshots, I ran it through, and I sent this to them as like a happy holidays. They loved it. So if you forget everything else I've told you, just use ChatGPT, run some things through. You can make it anime style, you can make it stop motion style, you can dress them all up as pirates at Christmas. I mean, the sky is the limit, which is pretty remarkable. Okay. I want to show you one other thing I did for my wife. She needed something my wife works at Tarleton State University. And so she wanted to do something special for Christmas, just something fun for her coworkers on her team. So she said, Carlo, here's some pictures, can you do something with it? So this is just a random picture of Tarleton State University. So I said, ChatGPT, okay, I want you to create an image using Tarleton State University as the background. And I want you to put all these people in that image. This is my wife's team. Okay, that's my wife at the top right. So I put in 12 different photos. And so this is what it initially gave me. Pretty good, huh? And I said, put it in as a cartoon style. But look how it got. So I'm going to go back to the picture. Do you see the Texas flag and the Tarleton? There's the logo. And you see the flowers? Just check that out. And then look, it got the flowers exactly right. This was supposed to be a USA flag, but it almost got the Tarleton State University seal. It got the name. It got everything in there. But what's wrong with this photo? Do you notice anything?
They doubled up like the girl.
They doubled up. Yep, they put this girl in twice, and sometimes it'll duplicate people, and he looks kind of cartoony, but they look kind of real person-y. So I said, ChatGPT, let's fix that. Make everybody look like cute cartoon characters. And this is what it gave me. And I said, yeah, that looks a little too Disney princess-ish. So let's dial down the cuteness. Let's not duplicate anybody. And let's give the whole team. So this is what it gave me. And I said, add the duck, because Tarleton State University, anybody alumni, Tarleton State? So they've got this little duck that's kind of like their mascot. And so it put it in there, and it got everybody right, and I did a little tweaking. But it took me about a couple hours to get it just right. But my wife said, oh my gosh, I could go through and name every single person by how they look in here. It's that good. So I said, this is cool, but let's take it to another level. So I took this image and I put it in Grok. Has anybody ever heard of Grok or used Grok? So what Grok was really good at doing is taking an image and animating it. So I put this image in and I said, okay, Grok, just animate this image and do something cool. And this is what it did for me. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And I said, Grok, do it again and do something else different. And this is what it gave me. It's really cute, it's really cool, and that's something you could do for your family over the holidays. You could string them all together. You could download that as a 6-second little video and email it to somebody. There's something really cool that you can do. You can pull out any picture. Here's something else that I found too. If you have any, and this is, by the way, Grok is free. You can do about 15 different animations for free with a free trial. So I thought, let's try this with somebody else. And Beth, you're going to know this next person. So I found a picture of my buddy, one of my buddies from my old job, and he's wearing this picture of Roy Benavides. He's a Vietnam veteran, very famous. And I said, let's make that picture on his shirt come to life. Okay, again, I just put the picture in. I said, make that image come to life, and this is what it gave me.
Thank you for honoring my name, Roy Benavides.
Isn't that cool? So let's do another one. I had a lot of pictures on my camera for Thanksgiving, and I bet you do too. This was my brother-in-law carving the turkey, and I thought, oh, this could be really fun. So Grok, make that turkey dance. This is what it did. And so I'm going to do a compilation for my family of all our Thanksgiving photos, but with animations, just for fun over Christmas. But then I thought, no, let's do the turkey dancing, but make it dance with the guy. And this is what it gave me. I spent a lot of time yesterday at work doing this. And then I thought, okay, I found another photo. How about with groups of people? What might it do? What might it do to people in the background if we ask them to animate it? So this is my wife and my sister-in-law and brother-in-law at the turkey trots right before the race. And I said, just animate it, but my wife and her sister, they were both in drill team in high school. So give them like a drill team-ish animation. And this is what it gave me. It's amazing, isn't it? Oh, now, I'm going to play that again. Watch the people in the background. It actually just, it took those people in the background and had them just kind of move around like they were in a crowd. Now, I took it to another level, and I said, make them dance, but make them dance with Beyonce. Because I was curious to see, like, do they have the rights to actually put Beyonce on there? And do they have the rights to put like Mickey Mouse? There's all this now IP question with ChatGPT too. So this is what it gave me for Beyonce. Now was that Beyonce? I don't know if you could prove it in court, but it looked like Beyonce to me. But again, watch the people in the back. You saw the people in the background, they were just milling around on this one. Watch the people in the background on this one. So it knows how to animate not just the main people, but it has all the, it's mind-blowing.
You didn't tell it to do that?
No, I just said make them dance with Beyonce. And it just did all that on it. It's almost scary, isn't it? How good it is. So we'll do maybe one more for fun here. Have any of y'all seen how you can make someone look like a little figurine doll? Maybe on social media. So somebody did this for my wife. They put, make Rachel as a figurine doll, and this is what it did. So I just took that image, and I put it in Grok, and I said, just make this doll come to life. And this is what it did.
Again, 3 hands.
The third arm. I don't know why. But isn't that, it looks like Toy Story, doesn't it? And so I have to say, and please don't tell my wife, but I had a little fun with this. I'm going to surprise her with this on Christmas. My wife loves shoes. She loves her shoes. So I said, okay, do it one more time, but show my wife's massive shoe collection somehow in this, and this is what it did. I'm going to be in big trouble when I show this to my wife. And that's only like... No, because I've been doing this, and I'm going to show it to my whole family at Christmas. And I'll do little like one-on-ones with all my family members. But it's easy, it's fun, and that's only like a fraction of her shoe collection, by the way. But don't tell her I said that. So these are all things you could do. Again, that's free, and that's called Grok. Grok and ChatGPT. I'll show you, now we'll get into the live demo here. This is where, who knows what's going to happen. But I'm going to come over here. Any of you ever heard a website called Lovable? What do you use Lovable for?
Making quick landing pages that don't need a lot of technical capabilities.
So there's this thing called Lovable that if you want something practical, not everybody just loves ChatGPT, not everybody just loves Gemini. What if there was a way that you could put in one prompt and it send it to multiple agents and it all pulled and synthesized? So with Lovable, you can do that. It took me about 30 minutes to do. It was free. So now it created a little private website for me and my team where I can type in whatever I want and it will send it to Gemini Flash, which is like a quick version. It'll send it to ChatGPT, and it'll send it to Gemini Pro, which is like a deeper thinking version. Now let's test it right now. So give me whatever kind of prompt, anything, and I'll type it in and we'll see what it does. What do you want to know about? Anything. What would you type into ChatGPT today when you go to work or go home?
Santa's flight plan.
What's that? Santa's
Flight plan.
Oh, that's a good idea. What's Santa's flight plan for Christmas? All right. So it is going to, it's thinking. Now it takes a little bit longer than if you were just going to go to ChatGPT. So what it's doing, it's running that question through Gemini Flash, through ChatGPT 5, and Gemini Pro all at the same time. At the very end, it'll synthesize it all and say, here's what all three said, but here's what was different about each of the three. Because you have to be careful. When you're asking about something like factual, you don't know if ChatGPT is going to give you a truthful answer. Or what is the truth? What is a fact? So it always kind of gets, so here we go. So Gemini Pro is probably going to be the longest one because it's a little deeper. So you can see what it says. Okay, Gemini Flash says, Santa's flight plan for Christmas is closely guarded secret, but here's what we know, and then it gives a whole overview. ChatGPT says, here's the classic Santa flight plan as tracked each year. He lifts off from the North Pole, and it gives the whole thing. And Gemini Pro says, while Santa's exact flight plan is top secret, his lead elves and officials, the strategy is well known, and it gives all the details. So you can actually go in and you can read it all, or if it's too long, say here are the key agreements of all three. It'll tell you what they all agree on. Looks like starts in the South Pacific because that's where it's Christmas first, Asia, Middle East, Africa. And then it will tell you, here's what's unique about each one of those three things, maybe where they might differ. And then it should tell you, here's where they contradict each other, which is really important. Because how often do you search for something on ChatGPT and then verify it through another agent? Most people don't do that. You just kind of take one and, well, that's the answer. So I predict, as we use AI more and more, the authenticity of the information will be really important. And so you will find people comparing and contrasting different AI models. So that's something called Lovable. It's free. You can put in whatever chat agents you want and run this. It's really good if you're working with teams. Something else I'm going to show y'all is, I love this one. Has anybody ever used Notebook LM before? Okay, what have you used it for?
A lot of research
Mm-hmm.
to kind of like dig through lots and lots of pages and try to absorb. Sometimes I'll just feed it to that and go on a walk and listen to the
So you can put in a 500-page book in, and it will synthesize it and turn it into like an audiobook for you with the summary of everything. I wish I had that in college. So let's do a version right now. So what is something that we want to learn about? It can be about your company. It can be about a person. Actually, give me the name of somebody's company. Let's run somebody's company first, or a nonprofit or charitable organization. Just shout one out. TCU. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. All I'm going to do is put in TCU. All I'm going to do is put in TCU's website into this, because it asks you for the source information. So I'm going to click on website. I'm going to paste just TCU. And that's where we're going to pull from. So now Notebook is pulling all the information just from the website. And this tells me a little bit about TCU. Now, let's make a podcast, because I want to go for a walk. I don't have to read it, right? Let's make a podcast that will tell me all about TCU, so I don't have to read it. I can just sit and I can go on a walk, I can take my dog out, I can do whatever. So we're going to make an audio overview. Let's make it brief. Let's do it. These are all the languages you can do it in. Let's just do it in English. And what should we focus on this? What should we focus on? What are you most interested in learning about TCU on this podcast it's going to make? Anything?
Their growth.
Growth.
AI capabilities.
AI capabilities. And arts department. So we're going to focus on, we're going to create the podcast on TCU focused on growth, AI capabilities, and the arts department. So now it is generating. It'll take maybe a couple minutes to do that. While we're waiting on that, let's do another one, but you can see there are the different things you can do. I can make an audio version. I can make a video version. I can make flashcards. I can make a quiz. Let's do another one. But let's do a video this time. All right, so what do we want to make a video about? Anything. Christmas recipes, okay? So let's just find a website on Christmas recipes. Let's put best Christmas recipes. All right, get past the sponsored. Here we go. Let's use the New York Times. So we'll put this website in. We're going to put this in as a website. Again, you can do this, and this is free, by the way. You can do this with anything. So we're putting in that website. It's going to pull all the information from that website. You can also put in PDFs. You can put in Word documents. You can put PowerPoint presentations, and it will synthesize and take all the information. And now, this is the fun part. Let's make a video. You can do an explainer video or a brief one. Let's make it brief. Let's do it in English. Now, do you want it to, here's what we can make it a whiteboard style. We can make Japanese cute style, anime style, watercolor style, retro. Any preference? Retro? Okay, let's make it retro style. What should the AI host focus on? Desserts. Near and dear to my heart. Okay, we're going to generate that one too. Now let's see if, all right, so we're still working on the podcast. So what this does, you saw what we did. We just put the website in and gave it some specifics. It's going to create a real life sounding podcast with a man and a woman having a natural conversation. It sounds just like two people, and you can listen to it and absorb the information. You can do it on a book, a 1,000-page book. You could have it done. You can do it on anything. So it enables you to multitask without having to sit and read, and synthesizes that data a lot faster. Let's see. So that's the podcast. It'll take just a minute or two. And the video, so those are working. And while those are working, you can create more. You can go to ChatGPT. You can kind of do whatever else you want to do.
If you would have been in the link for like a masterclass for the recipes, but masterclass is usually paid, like how would it?
Probably wouldn't. It would probably just say we couldn't get the information because there's some kind of paywall or a firewall there.
Okay, so that is at least protected.
Yes. Yeah. You can't just get into just kind of whatever. Okay. The TCU podcast is ready. You want to hear it? So this is the TCU podcast about, what do we say, growth, AI, and arts.
This is the brief on Texas Christian University, better known as TCU, where we're zeroing in on its strategic growth, new tech capabilities, and academic profile. So we've gone through the
we're about time to
materials,
wrap up.
and what really stands out is how TCU is setting itself apart. It's this really cool mix of, personalized academics, some pretty major investments, and a location that's just a huge advantage. First up, you just can't ignore their location.
Didn't that sound like a real person? It was all AI. And if you'd done the explainer, it creates one. You can have multiple hosts. You can have it male, female. But you can take any complex situation and turn it into something that's really easy to navigate.